Well, I guess that they find the environment locally and globally, as well as in the region, appropriate for something like this to be done, something that was unthinkable until recently. And I regret to say that this environment has been created by an increasing number of Arab states led by Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, then followed by Sudan, Morocco, and Bahrain, to normalize relations with Israel. And it is this lobby, the lobby of those who normalize with Israel, that has joined hands and arms with the Zionist lobby itself to to pressure the UK government into criminalizing any body who expresses support or sympathy for Hamas. And I think this is a very unfortunate decision on the part of the British government, because eventually it will deprive the British government of any leverage, of any ability to contribute in any positive way to resolving the conflict in the region. Frankly, we don't know exactly what this will likely translate on the ground. There are now all sorts of rumors and also incitement. Soon after Secretary Patel announced her desire to bring such a draft law to the Parliament, several outlets belonging to the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, both in Arabic and English, started inciting the British government against certain individuals within the UK, against certain institutions, hailing the decision as a landmark, and even asking the British government to strip certain Palestinians of their British nationality. I mean, to this extent, something that was unthinkable until today. And we've seen leaks suggesting that the law intended by the Home Secretary to be presented to Parliament on Wednesday might include an item or an article that grants the British government the mandate and the authority to strip any individual deemed to be a threat to British security or to British interests of their nationality. So the repercussions can be enormous, or if the British legal system stands in resistance to such a move, probably it will not materialize into much. Well, this lady is well known to have Zionist inclinations. She befriended senior officials in Israel from both the security as well as the political circles. And in 2017 or 2018, she was embroiled in a scandal because she went on a private visit to occupied Palestine and went to the Golan Heights, met with Israeli officials, and in her capacity as minister or as secretary of international development, she seemed to promise the Israelis to crack down on support for Palestinians, for Palestinian developmental projects, whether in Gaza or in the West Bank. And she was sacked because of that at the time. Now, under Boris Johnson, she seems to have been empowered and probably, as I mentioned earlier, driven by a very powerful lobby from the lobby of Israel as well as the lobby of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. She has taken this daring step. Well, Hamas denounced this move, but frankly, there is very little Hamas can do to prevent it. But at the same time, Hamas will not really lose much as a result, because Hamas has no offices in the UK, has no operations, has no institutions, and has no representatives. Yes, a good number of people, Palestinian as well as non-Palestinian, see Hamas as a legitimate organization. They support it, they sympathize with it, because it represents a majority of the Palestinians, as shown by various elections and polls. But apart from that, there is really nothing Hamas stands to lose in the UK. It's the UK government that will lose as a result of such an animosity, such as a result of such hostility toward a Palestinian faction that enjoys the support of the majority of the Palestinians, both within Palestine as well as in the diaspora. Hamas was never funded by the UK or even by any of the charities in the UK, because the charities in the UK are well monitored and abide by the rules of the Charity Commission. Their money is well recorded, well documented, where they come from, where they are spent in. But of course, the Zionist lobby and some of its Arab supporters, again, I regret to say, have been trying to conflate certain charitable projects within Palestine with Hamas. Hamas actually spends its own money on charitable causes and doesn't need to take any money from these causes. There are 2 million Palestinians under siege in Gaza. A large proportion of them are under poverty line. Many of their young men and women are unemployed. So there is a huge need for help from the international community. The same applies to a certain extent to refugee camps in the West Bank, refugee camps in Lebanon, refugee camps in Syria and in Jordan. Now, if aid is going to be withheld to all these people who are in great need because of suspicion or because of accusations that they have anything to do with Hamas, that is going to only augment, that's going to be to result in augmenting their suffering and will not solve any of the problems that exist in the region.